make a delicious doctored cake mix recipe, yellow cake. I cannot take credit for this recipe. This is a famous recipe. Rebecca Sutterby came up with this recipe, and it is so delicious, and I want to pass on this recipe to you. So if you want to see how I make and bake this delicious cake, oh my gosh, what am I, Dr. Seuss? If you want to see how I make this delicious cake recipe, then just keep on watching. Just keep on watching. Okay, so to do this, you are going to need a cup of flour, a cup of granulated sugar, a box of cake mix. This is 15.25 ounces. I like Betty Crocker the best. 1 cup of sour cream, 1 cup of whole milk. Tell me what is up with this weird container. I don't know, but whatever. A cup of milk. 3 eggs, and my favorite, Wilton Clear Vanilla. So I know I'm a little extra with my 2 mixers, but I like to make double batches in this one because it's a little bigger, and single batches in this one. So it is what it is. I am extra. I've accepted it. So you start off with 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of flour, and 1 bag of, this is yellow cake mix. As always, I cover this with a towel to avoid a huge poof, a cloud poof of stuff. So cover with a towel and turn it on just to incorporate everything together. Now I'll add a cup of milk. Add a cup of sour cream. This is a much better angle, sorry about that. So now we're gonna add the 3 eggs one at a time. And now add a little bit of vanilla, probably about a tablespoon. And I stop and scrape down the sides. I do have a scraper blade, but I prefer to scrape it myself. I just like it better this way. And now I'll just show you a double batch. So this is 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of flour, 2 bags of yellow cake mix, and then I'm just going to turn the blade on low to incorporate everything together. I should mention that this single one is a 4.5 quart bowl, and this is a 5 quart bowl, so that's why I make a double batch in this bigger bowl. Now add 2 cups of whole milk. Two cups of sour cream. Stopping to scrape down the sides if you don't have a scraper blade. And adding 6 eggs one at a time. And my phone cut off, but I did add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of vanilla to this and mix that as well. So now I have my pan grease and a pastry brush. I have 2 5-inch pans and 3 7-inch pans. So this pan grease is a mixture of flour, Crisco, and vegetable oil. I will put the recipe in the description box below, and shortly I'll make a video on how I make this. So taking my pastry brush, having some of the pan grease on it, and brushing a light coat of the pan grease on all of the pans. I'm going to fill the 5-inch pans with just the plain yellow or vanilla batter. a 1/2 to 3/4 full. And for the 7-inch, I'm doing confetti, so I'm adding some rainbow jimmies, or sprinkles. Nobody calls them sprinkles around here. Add some rainbow jimmies. And then fill the pans halfway to 3/4 full. Then whenever I bake my cakes, I always put a metal nail in the middle. It helps to heat the cake up from the center so the cake rises more evenly. So I take a little bit of the pan grease just on the inside part and push that into each of the cakes. Now I have this oven preheated at 335. You really have to see how hot your oven is. I always use 335. I've never really liked to do it at 350. You could do it at between 325 and 340, I would recommend for this recipe, but again, you have to see how your oven bakes. Inside the oven, I have 2 cookie sheets that I don't use for anything except to be in the bottom of the oven. Sometimes it catches overspill, that's why they're a little dirty. I learned this from Sharon Zambito over at Sugar Up Productions. Love you, Sharon. Having the 2 cookie sheets on the bottom shelf helps evenly distribute the heat a little better. I like having them down there to help catch any overspill, but I've been baking like this for 15 years. I always keep 2 cookie sheets in the bottom of the oven. And then placing the cakes in the oven. And I will bake it for about 45 minutes and then check on them to see how they are. So just checking on the cakes here. It's been 45 minutes. I have a toothpick. I'm sticking it in. The toothpick and this one is coming out clean. These bigger cakes still need a longer time. So I'm gonna take these 2 out and let the other cakes in for about 10 more minutes. The pan grease allows me to immediately flip these out. Didn't mention that I have 2 egg crates underneath this cooling rack. It just allows airflow to get to circulate a little better. And I just flip these out immediately after I take them out. Probably let them sit for a minute and then flip them over. And the pan grease allows you to just take the pans right off of the cake. Take the nails out and let these cool for about 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna wrap them up. And now I have some plastic wrap here. I'm just gonna take each cake and wrap it up in the plastic while it's still warm. And that is going to allow it to keep the moisture inside. And I will let these sit on the table, not on a cooling rack. I like to have them just on a flat surface for a couple hours to completely cool while they are wrapped up. And just like the other ones, leaving these to cool for at least a couple hours, I do it overnight and then they will be ready to fill. So there you go. There is a delicious cake recipe that you can use. So a couple things I want to say about this. A lot of people hear the word cake mix. Well, it's 2 words, but they hear cake mix and they think like it's something horrible. It's going to be disgusting and dry and taste chemical-ish, whatever. But it doesn't. When you add all these extra ingredients, it makes it more moist, it makes it dense, it makes it easy to work with, and it's just so delicious. People love the taste of it. So I hope you give it a try and just see if you like it. Also, you can basically use that recipe for any flavored cake mix, just adding the same ingredients to any cake mix. I do find that I like how Betty Crocker bakes better than any of the other cake mixes. I really don't, I don't know why. I just haven't had the same results with Duncan Hines and Pillsbury or any of the other ones. But that's just my personal preference. You could try out whatever one you like and see how it works. So I think that's it. I can't really think of anything else. If you have any questions, leave them below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And like always, please give this a thumbs up if you liked it and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and you want to see more videos like this. And you can follow me on social media. I am on Facebook? Jeez. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I have my website. I will link all of that below, and I was getting so excited that I wasn't messing up, and there it was. So, so I think that is it for now, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!